for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga.
I read where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stress the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So time war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I came to do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light. It ain't on who got this gun, it's on who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
It's kind of like the old school 50s now. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. All right, let's get to it. Let's get the Most High hand. King Yahushua, Commander General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the young men, the sisters, the Waterford who's tuned in. We got Tuesday Brotherhood class, and what better than brotherhood than a brotherhood topic, right? So we don't get into loving and hating your brother. You know what I mean? As we see in this time period today, it's detrimental for us to be united. You know what I mean? As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I mean? We got what is this? Voting season. You know what I mean? People trying to figure out who they supposed next leader is going to be. You know what I mean? So let's just say that this country is not in the best of condition right now. But the worse that the conditions this place gets, the harder it gets for our people. You know what I mean? The harder it gets for us to be able to thrive through this place. You know what I mean? We're the first ones that have to feel it whenever this country goes through a little turmoil. They go to our communities first to put us in shambles and, you know what I mean, to oppress us. So we have to unite and we have to be together. You know what I mean? Brotherhood is definitely the most important right now than it's ever been. You know what I mean? As this country continues to keep falling, as this country continues to keep on going through turmoil, you know what I mean? Their first target is going to be us. So we have to unite. We have to show brotherhood. You know what I mean? We have to be aware of the signs when a brother is not being so brotherly to you. You know what I mean? We have to be aware of the signs when, you know what I mean, you got a hater amongst you. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody who envies or wants the things that you have, you know what I mean? That wants to have the lifestyle you have or the car or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or they just going through, they're just going through so much that they just envy this, your peace, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean, just be aware of the ones who, you know what I mean, seek to try to destroy you for the things that you have, you know what I'm saying? Who's not so brotherly. You know what I mean? You have to make a brother earn your brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be so free to just be kind and giving to everyone. You know what I mean? Because some people they're going to take advantage. You know what I mean? Some people are just don't have the brotherly gene in them. You know what I'm saying? When I'm speaking of brotherhood, I'm also speaking of sisterhood as well. So when I say brotherhood, I'm talking about brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, you know what I mean? You want to stay away from the ones who seek to try to take what you got or seek to harm you because of the things you have. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get on loving and hating your brother. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of different topics. One thing about loving your brother is just being united. You know what I mean? Standing together. Your brother suffering, then that's your suffering as well. Your brother is in some sort of pain. It hurts you to see your brother in any type of certain pains. You know what I'm saying? That's what type of brother I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Being together. You know what I'm saying? And there's no brotherhood just like the brotherhood that's here in the Isupk. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get before anything, I want to get into a topic of brothers hating on another brother. You know what I'm saying? So who better than to talk about than Brother Joseph? You know what I'm saying? Brother Joseph, who was betrayed by not just one of his brothers, not just 3, 4, but by all of them. All of his brothers betrayed him. You know what I'm saying? All of his brothers went against him and, you know what I mean, did harm to him because of the envy that they felt. You know what I mean? Because of the things that they wanted, the favoritism that they seen that their father was given, they wanted that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? In order for Joseph to be hated on, he had to have things that that they had, excuses for them to hate on. You know what I mean? Joseph was able to read. He was able to interpret dreams. You know what I mean? His father looked at him like he was the golden child. You know what I'm saying? His father. Let's get into it. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into the scripture. What's the scripture with Joseph gets his gift from Jacob. So Joseph was already being hated on already as it is because, you know what I mean, first of all, he would, I wouldn't say he would boast in his brother's faces, but he would let them know like, oh yeah, I'm able to do this and I'm able to do that. You know what I mean? Like he was happy with what he was doing. He was sharing it with his brothers. They looked at it like he was just, you know what I mean? Okay, you can interpret dreams, like, you know what I mean? You're a dreamer. Like you just a dreamer. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they already had a how can I say, a ick for him. Like if they already had some type of animosity towards him. You know what I mean? But when Joseph got this gift from his father, this is what really set them all off. You got that other one?
The book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him.
So Israel, which is Jacob is Israel, he loves his son the most because he had him at his old age. You know what I mean? So he made him a coat with many colors which really pissed them off. And they started what? Gossiping, talking mess about him. Wait, on verse 5?
Keep going. Verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brother, and they hated him yet the more.
So not only is the jacket one thing, or the coat one thing, but he's telling them about his dreams that he's having, and they're just like, man, if you don't get away from us, you know what I mean? Like we I mean, like you're not even like, we don't even like you like that. You know what I'm saying? You are a brother, but we don't even like you like that. You know what I'm saying? But all it was just through jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Joseph was able to interpret dreams. He was go to his brothers about his dreams, and his dreams were actually something that the Lord was trying to show him. You know what I mean? Now he didn't really have an understanding of what it was yet, but you know what I mean? All he knew is that what the Lord was showing him was going to be a situation between him ruling over his brothers. And they didn't like that even more. Matter of fact, which precept is that? Actually, you can keep going, Marlon.
Verse 6. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheep arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your sheep stood round about, and made obstinance to my sheep. Obstinance to my sheep. And his brother said unto him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brother, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon, and the 11 stars made obstinance to me. And he told it to his father and to his brother. And his father rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same.
Okay, so Joseph Sheaves were his brother Sheaves were being obedient to Joseph Sheaves in his dream. You know what I mean? And then he had a dream that the 11 stars were what was it? Was it bowing to him?
Yeah, they kept serve.
Right. So he's letting them know, like, you guys are the 11 stars, and the sheaves are being obedient to me because, you know what I mean, or to my sheaves, because this is what's going to come to pass. Now he doesn't see it as that yet, but Jacob, like Israel, is focusing on this situation and seeing that, you know what I mean, this is interesting what he's saying. You know what I mean? These are interesting dreams that he's having. You know what I mean? It's something that his brothers are pissed off about and, you know what I mean, envious about. But Jacob, he's analyzing his son, seeing what he's really truly talking about. But he's the whole gist of the whole dream is that they are going to come into obedience of him. He's going to rule over them. Okay. So this is pissing them off even more. He's giving them reason after reason after reason to hate on him even more and even more. You know what I mean? As if the coat wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It's the dreams that he's telling them is like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to be better than you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that fury is just building up within his brothers. You know what I mean? And they're pissed off, and he's just like the outcast brother. You know what I'm saying? So we can go to the verse where he wakes up and goes to his brothers.
That's coming up right now.
That's what. All right, sorry. Okay. Let's keep going.
But his father observed the same. Verse 12. And his brother went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said unto him, Here I am. And he said unto him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren and well with thy flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem.
Okay.
Oh, so like I'm trying to find it.
Should be like a couple of verses. It says, "Behold, the dreamer comes."
Okay. Okay, so I can. Verse 19. Looks like verse 18. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit, and we will say some evil beasts have devoured him.
So right off the rip, Jacob sends his brother, sends Joseph to his brothers, and as soon as they seen him from afar, they started plotting on him immediately on how we gonna get rid of this fool. You know what I mean? How we gonna get rid of this dreamer who's coming towards us? So they are, they've let their envy and their wrath consume them. You know what I mean? Because they want to do harm to their brother. You know what I'm saying? That was the first thought in their mind. You know what I mean? As a unit, like let's kill this fool and just make it seem like a beast guy. You know what I mean? You had something? I don't want.
I would say like it's kind of like how like this what this account reminds me of is like kind of like how brothers are today. They see another brother that got something going on. You know what I'm saying? He might have a little ladies about him. Might got something just saying, got things going on for himself. And they tend to envy that. Just like Joseph, he was a young man that had things going on for himself. They tend to envy that. And now the envy turned into such a jealous rage that they want to slay this brother. And it kind of be like that in a lot of stages of your life, through elementary school to high school to adulthood. And somebody sees you dressing nice, looking nice, or being just a nice person, or having favor, so the Lord gave you favor, and they want to cause harm to you. They want to fight you for no reason. They want to, talk down on your name. You know what I'm saying? That's that jealousy and rage our people tend to have. You know what I'm saying?
I'll talk. For me, I seen that a lot when it came to like growing up. When it came to like the bangers, you know what I'm saying? Like when the bangers would like see like a particular brother with like a beautiful female or like with some nice shoes or something like that, like something in them, like because they knew they had the backup, they would do harm to that. I've seen it so many times. You know what I mean? They'd do some type of harm to that brother just because of the things that he had. You know what I mean? Right. Just because he had probably, you know what I mean, the nice outfit or the nice shoes, or usually it was all over the women. Right. You know what I mean? Especially if the girls liked them. You know what I mean? So it's like I've seen that so many times. Like something in a brother that he feels like he's not capable of being able to achieve certain things or receive certain things. Is something in him that would just go straight into anger, and you know what I mean, wanted to cause harm to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got something on them?
Likewise too for sisters. I have a lot of sisters, and they light skin, they got the nice hair and things like that, and it's something in other females that just now, or the boy likes her, and now they want to fight each other over that. You know what I'm saying? Or small things. Like, it's just be like the small things that can breed jealousy. And like us as a nation, we're better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're definitely better than letting small things such as favor or somebody having certain material things or somebody looking a certain way being the reason why we hate one another. You know what I'm saying? We all can obtain that favor. We all can look nice. We all can be great people. We don't have to hate on each other, another person of our nation for being great as they should be.
Right. Right. Real quick, I want to shout out Ramak, Shalom. You're forgiven, repent. Shalom, water, tuning in. But yeah, most definitely in females too, for sure. I got sisters too, so I've seen that a lot of times. Not so much when it even came to like dudes. It could be like, you know what I mean? Because my sisters got long hair, so you know what I mean. They'd have to fight just because of their hair. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like certain things like that, like you know what I'm saying. But something when it comes to envy, it always leads to anger and wanting to do some type of harm to that person because you don't have what they have. You know what I mean? That envy is like, you know what I mean. That's been the demise of a lot of our people. You know what I'm saying? But just because, I mean, it's a weakness. It's a weakness, and you're acknowledging that you're weak about something because you want something that somebody has. So you're not so much mad at that person; you're mad at yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's what was going on in this part of this scripture. You know what I'm saying? Joseph's brothers, they were envious, and that's why the plot was to kill him. They wanted to kill him because they wanted what he had. They wanted the favoritism that he had. They wanted the dreams that he had. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, that's what led them into committing this heinous act of, let's see, you know what I mean, plotting on their brother. But let's what we leave off right on?
And Reuben heard it. It's like verse 21.
Verse 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
Genesis 37 and 21. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, "Let us not kill him." And Reuben said to them, "Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit, cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again." And it came to pass when Joseph came unto his brethren that they stripped him of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and cast him into the pit. And the pit was empty; there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, the company of the Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto his brethren, "What profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh." And his brethren were content.
They're trying to make it seem like he's doing him a favor. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, oh, so Reuben, he ends up, you know what I mean, Reuben being the oldest, you know what I mean, he spares his little brother's life. You know what I mean? Like, let's not kill him. We don't have to kill him, you know what I mean? Let's just throw him down in this pit. You know what I mean? We can just throw him down in this pit and just say, you know what I mean, something got to him. You know what I mean? So Judah just like, you know what I mean, that's not gonna profit us. Let's get a profit out of this, and let's sell them to these Ishmaelites. You know what I'm saying? So he's making it seem like them not killing them was like a favor, but really it's just doing one evil to another evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joseph was spared, his life was spared, but now the plot is to get rid of him. Sell him to a foreign people. You know what I'm saying? You want to finish that one off real quick?
Verse 28, and then the Midianites purchased him, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben returned into the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. And he returned unto his brethren and said, "The child is not, and I, whither shall I go?" And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of goats and dipped the coat in the blood, and they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, "This have we found. Neither know now whether it be thy son's coat or no." And he knew it and said, It's my son's coat, and evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces.
Okay, so Reuben comes back, see that Joseph's not there because he's been sold off. I mean, by the idea of Judah, you know what I'm saying? They sold him off into the Ishmaelites, and he's just like, man, like, how we even supposed to return? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this our brother gone. Like, you know what I mean? So um, they're dwelling on the reaction that their father is going to have. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't care, but that's why Reuben rented his clothes, because he knew that his father was about to be at full on depression mode, like, because their brother's gone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm.
Yeah. Also, like Reuben was like thrown in the pit, and his whole thing was, I'm gonna go back and get my brother out the pit once they leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when he went back and went to go get him out the pit, it was like, oh hell no! Like these niggas did stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like like what did y'all do? Like then like he was like how you saying he was, because he knew the reaction of his father. He might not have liked everything Joseph was doing and stuff like that, but usually most of the time as the older sibling, you really don't care what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really don't care what your baby brother doing. It's just like, you get your own business to attend to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, he was like, man, like, yeah, don't kill him. Throw the little nigga in the pit. And he was like, in his mind, he didn't say it, but he's like, I'm going to go back and get him. When you go back and get him, you don't see him. He's like, oh, these niggas have killed him. You know what I'm saying? So that and knowing how his father would react, because that's his favorite son, is a sense. Reuben had a sense of compassion on his brother, even though it was still he still should have went about it like on some, leave him alone, you know what I'm saying, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do nothing to him, but hey, it was up the Lord,
man. And so that's a pure example too, that you could be out your right mind by being enraged. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like that saying that you can be drunk with rage. You know what I'm saying? Like being angry could throw you out of your mental state. You know what I mean? It's okay to be angry, but when you're, you know what I mean, angry for the right reasons, that's the only time it's valid. You know what I'm saying? But being so infuriated that and so filled with wrath that, you know what I mean, you're no longer in your right mind state, so you're capable of doing something out of your regular mindset, or doing something that is out of the law. You know what I'm saying? Because of your anger. You know what I'm saying? Another example is Cain killing his brother Abel. You know what I'm saying? He was drunk with rage. He was so upset and envious. It started with the envy, you know what I mean, because of the favoritism that the Lord had for Abel and his sacrifices that he brought to him. You know what I'm saying? That anger and that rage led to him doing something that was out of his character, which was killing his own brother, which is the same example you're seeing with Jacob's children. You know what I'm saying? They were so envious starting off, and it became rage, and that rage turned into them doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And then, not just that, you get so frustrated and upset that, you know what I mean, once the rage is gone, you're thinking like, dang, like, I might have made a mistake, like, for whatever you did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you said, whatever you did, that's why you have to keep your, you know what I mean, your emotions in check. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go out of your element. You don't want to go out of your mindset and do something out of character. You don't want to say something to your brother, or, you know what I mean, say something to your sister that possibly something that you wouldn't say if you weren't upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You can definitely be drunk with rage, drunk with that mindset of envy. You know what I'm saying? And it'll all build up into something. That's why you got to keep your focus on, you know what I mean? I love my brother. I love my brother. I love my sister. You know what I'm saying? Reuben loved his brother, but, you know what I mean, they made a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? His decision was to throw him in a pit, which he should have just checked all of his brothers in the first place. Like, nah, we're not about to touch him, not about to do nothing. But he had a sense of envy on him as well. You know what I mean? He had a sense of anger on him as well, which is why he allowed certain actions that happened to his brother that shouldn't have happened. And when he had that mindset of, you know what I mean, oh yeah, we probably shouldn't do that, it was already too late. You know what I mean? The envy and the rage led into the situation of Joseph being put into imprisonment and into slavery. You know what I'm saying? So when they get to their father, you know what I mean, he doesn't heal from this situation. He doesn't. He has a demeanor in him changes. Something in him changes completely, and it was so bad to the point where those brothers went from being a envious, you know what I mean, wrathful, doing harm to their brother, to them protecting Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that they've done to their brother Joseph. So they are in full protection mode of their youngest brother, which is Benjamin, who comes along. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, it's all because of the transfer of their father's mental state. You know what I mean? He breaks down and goes into full depression because of what happens to his son, or what he thinks happens. He thinks his son is dead. He thinks a creature got to him and ripped him up and killed him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, the battles that he probably faced during that time period, thinking like, you know what I mean, this is a test from the Lord. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to be right anymore within myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like they went on a long time with that lie, and he was, you know what I mean, he was in full grievance. You know what I mean? Jacob did not, his mental state did not heal from losing his son. You know what I'm saying? He didn't change until he was able to see his son again. You know what I'm saying? So that mourning, that depression, and that lie that they had to tell their father changes up how they think and how they act, because they did a mistake and they couldn't fix that mistake. You know what I'm saying? They were so drunk with rage that they allowed themselves to do something out of their character. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, all in all, going into that is, you know what I mean, don't envy anything that your brother has. You know what I'm saying? Don't envy anything that you see. You know what I mean? You might be going through a trial and you see a brother, you know what I mean, living a good life. That doesn't mean that you should feel hostility towards that brother because of what your situation looks like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different situation. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own trials that they're facing. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, at the end of the day, it's about being a loving brother, regardless of whatever the circumstances are. You know what I mean? Maybe a brother done wrong to you. You know what I'm saying? Made a mistake and transgressed against you. You know what I'm saying? But do you hold that grudge? Do you hold that rage? Do you hold that? You know what I mean? Every time you see the brother, you feel a certain type of way when you see him, and you plotting against them. You know what I'm saying? These are examples that's written in the scriptures to show you why you shouldn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing is going to lead to another, and that thing is going to lead to some type of harm happening to you or to that brother. You know what I'm saying? So what you need to do is just, you know what I mean, look past the transgressions that's happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a time period like this. Especially in this particular time period where it's detrimental that we are united. You know what I mean? That we are in full strength and full form. You know what I mean? It's detrimental that, you know what I mean, you get past any type of how can I say, any type of quarrel, any type of hostility you had towards your brother. You know what I'm saying? Work through it and figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's not just love for your brother, that's love for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because its qualifications is for us to love our brothers as we love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, can you give me Romans 13:8?
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8. Owe no man anything but love one, but slacking. owe no man anything, but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So you got to love your neighbor as yourself. And loving your neighbor as you love yourself is fulfilling the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just that simple. You know what I mean? If you love your brother like you love yourself, you're not going to kill your brother.
Right.
You're not going to steal from your brother.
Right.
You're not going to sleep with your brother's wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do all these particular things that could cause some type of harm to your brother. You love your brother. You know what I'm saying? But that's fulfilling the law. The law is brotherhood. You know what I mean? So the Lord is saying that being a brother to your brother, you know what I mean? Being a loving brother to your brother, treating your brother as you would treat yourself is fulfilling the law. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how you fulfill the law. You know what I mean? The law is not it's one of the things of fulfilling the law. You know what I'm saying? We have our certain things like, you know what I mean, celebrating Passover, celebrating high holy days, you know what I mean, doing certain things. But all in all, being a brother to your brother is fulfilling the law. You know what I'm saying? The dietary law, you know what I'm saying? Those things too. Because if you love your brother or if you love your children, you're not going to feed them that disgusting pork. You're not going to feed them that disgusting crab and all these things that are giving us high blood pressure, diabetes, all these different, killing us faster than crack. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not going to give your children or feed your brother these unclean things, you know what I mean, that can potentially cause harm to them in the future. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give them all the clean things. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. That's fulfilling the law. It's being a brother to your brother. You know what I mean? Being a sister to your sister. That's how you fulfill the law. The law is not harm, and it should not be grievous unto us. You know what I mean? If it's being grievous unto you, then that means that you don't care about your people the way that the Lord cares about them. That means that you're not willing to sacrifice for your brothers the way that Christ sacrificed for us. You know what I'm saying? That's you're not in the spirit of brotherhood. You're in the spirit of selfishness, and you're just worried about yourself and the things that you can get, and you're pretty much being a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Being a Christian, because Christianity is all based on loving yourself, not loving your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? It's another precept I want to get into. Let's see. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 13. Let's see. I got it right here. The book of Galatians chapter 5 and verse 13 says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty, only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another." When you step into this truth, you know what I mean, you're no longer living for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You living as an example. You're living as a servant for the Lord, and by serving the Lord, you're serving your people. You know what I'm saying? You love your people enough to the point where you're willing to sacrifice your time, your wealth, your homes, your families, your ribs, your children. You're sacrificing all these things for the empowerment and for the love of your fellow brethren. You know what I'm saying? You're giving up your whole life in order to reassure that the Lord's will is done. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's will is done, and that we are out here working to establish this kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to come through observation. We got to actually get up and get out and actually get to building this place, building the kingdom of heaven right now. You know what I mean? Just like what is it, brother Thabawan's clip. He's saying that, you know what I mean, we're not waiting on Christ. Christ is waiting for us. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to move the hand of the Most High and get Him to establish this kingdom, we have to show and prove that we're willing to sacrifice everything for the strength of our people. You know what I mean? The strength of our brothers, to show how much we truly, truly love our brothers, our people. You know what I'm saying? We have to show and approve that in order to push the Lord's hand to cause this place to fall and to cause our kingdom to build up. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only way we're gonna do it. We have to let all of our envy go, let all of our frustration go. Whatever you feel towards your people, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people who are walking around with the spirit of our oppressors, and they hate our people. They hate the way we live. They hate the way we look. Even though they look the same, they live the same, they hate it because they were taught nothing but to hate it. You know what I mean? A brother could see a brother that looks just like him, but just rocking an opposition's color and want to cause harm and kill that brother just because of what he's wearing. You know what I'm saying? But it's not because of the hatred he has for that particular color. It's because of the hatred he has for his own people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because when he sees his people, all he can think is violence. Just the way that you see Reuben and his brothers did, how they did Joseph. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to cause harm to their brother. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? When a brother wants to sit there and cause harm to another brother for no reason at all, you know what I mean? Just because he may look like the opposition, or he just at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean? It's a self-hatred. It's a self-hatred. You hate yourself. You hate your people, which is why you're so willing to easily cause harm to your people because of any reason, any simple reason. You know what I mean? But that's not how the Lord wants us to be. You know what I mean? In order for us to fulfill the law, we have to be in full strength and in full brotherhood. Let me get, is it 1 Peter 1:22? Dr. Sean? I think that's recent.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently.
Okay. No, that's the law. So, you know what I mean? Being at a pure heart, you have to love one another. You know what I'm saying? If there's a smidgen of hatred for your own people, then you're not at a pure heart. There's something in you that has a blemish on it. You know what I mean? And in order to be a perfect sacrifice, you cannot have a blemish. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit over here and give yourself as a sacrifice to the Lord if something in you hates your people. You know what I'm saying? Something in you hates your brother. You're gonna have to do something in you to release that envy, release that hatred for your own brother, release that past transgression which made you feel some type of hostility towards your brother. You have to get rid of that. You know what I mean? Because all know at the end of the day, you cannot be a sacrifice unto the Lord. You know what I mean? If you have some type of hatred towards your brother, or some type of hostility towards your brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Christ loved his people. He loved his people enough to die for them. You know what I'm saying? He loved his people, even though they were the ones who convicted him to be crucified. He still loved them. You know what I'm saying? He loved his people enough to the point where he was willing to give his own life. You know what I mean? Just to reassure that we lived. You know what I'm saying? Or we had a chance of life. We have a chance at being able to be back into the marriage of the covenant that we have with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So he decided that he was going to sacrifice himself into being the perfect sacrifice. That's the most brotherly thing you can do, to give up your life. You know what I'm saying? Give up your life for your brothers. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of Christ, I'm going to get into the parable he was talking about. Luke 15:20. Luke 15:20.
chapter 15 and verse 20. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion on him, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. And bring hither a fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to be married. Keep going.
Yeah.
And now his elder son was in the field. And as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of his servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother to come, and thy father had killed and fatted the fatted calf, because he had received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he answered and said to his father, Lo, for these many years did I serve, not to transgress I at thy time, at any time thy commandment. And yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as thy son was come, which have devoured thy living with harlots, and thou hast killed for him a fatted calf. Like I'm gonna read that again. But as soon as thy son was come, which have devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found.
So, you know what I'm saying? His brother transgressed against his father, you know what I mean? Left and came back, and his father he didn't show hatred towards his son when he came back. He didn't show any type of rage towards him. He was happy. You know what I mean? He's happy he came back. It could be like, you know what I mean, a brother that leaves the school. You know what I mean? He leaves the school. You know what I mean? He learns the lesson. He comes back. You're not supposed to hate that brother. You know what I mean? Don't try to be upset with him. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, well, he did this and he did that. No, you're supposed to celebrate that your brother is here. You know what I'm saying? So when the brother comes back, you know what I mean, he's giving the father's giving him gifts and a calf, and the other brother, he comes, sees all the celebration that's going on. He's just like, what's going on? And he's like, your brother came back. You know what I mean? And so he's just like, man, I've been here this whole time. You ain't never like gave me a calf. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never gave me this or that. You know what I mean? He's just like, and everything I got is yours. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't be sitting over here hating at the fact that your brother has this and that because he came back. We should be celebrating. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing too. Don't hold a grudge and don't feel any type of hostility towards your brother. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the main things that can lead into you making a mistake and doing something unbrotherly. You know what I mean? Doing something out of, you know what I mean, that jealousy or that envy could turn into rage, and that rage can cause you to, you know what I mean, do something that you ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Did you want to add on that other one? So I got about 2 more precepts and I'm up out of here.
Oh, sorry, if I could.
Oh yeah,
I'll do that. Because that's an absolutely heavy precept. It's like us as a nation, like we don't know that we tend to see like, oh, we good, we working towards a goal, knowing that we in the good graces, you know what I'm saying, us in the true serving the Lord. We shouldn't be upset that another brother that was once dead, lost, left the good thing, not even just leaving, he was in the truth before, but just in the world, you know, making horrible decisions his whole life. we should rejoice when they come and try to try to do the right thing.
Right.
We should be glad for them when they try to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be jealous, envious. Oh, that person used to be a murderer. Why is he? Why you popping bottles and taking him out to the club? Like, I've been here to be his loyal servant to you. That's the type of spirit we should not have. But instead, we should be happy that one of our brothers, one of our people that was once dead is now found.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of our loved ones, one that could have been you. Be happy that they are not now once found. And in that act of us showing them that things are good, like the brother do, like, man, I sinned against you. I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In the act of showing them love, compassion, and showing them the good time, it'll make them feel even. It'll make them be doing the right thing even better. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll make it easier for them to do the right thing now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rather than coming home, they already got that shame over their head. You know what I'm saying? Of feeling bad about the sin that they done. You know what I'm saying? Now, here will come you with, you mad, you jealous that they getting this special treatment, which you should be brotherly in that sense as well, because they were once dead and now they have gained the access back to life, the life that you are a part of. You know what I'm saying? So it's just jealousy through and through. It's just a wicked spirit of hate that we tend to have towards one another. And most of the time, a lot of people don't even know why they have that spirit of hate. They don't know why they hate this person. They just know there's something and they do like this. It's just something about that person I just don't like. You ever take the thought or take the time aside to think that that's a demon that makes you not like your brother?
Right.
When the Lord commands you to love your brother, you know what I'm saying? To love that sister, it's just a demon on you. And maybe there's something wrong with you and not them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe you should take a step back and analyze yourself and try to get the demon off of you and spread the love that the Lord wants you to spread through this truth, through your actions and through your words. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right. Shoot. And that's exactly what Christ's sacrifice was for. You know what I'm saying? So, because we've all fallen short. You know what I mean? And if a brother does fall short and finds his way back to life, you know what I'm saying? That's the time to rejoice. You know what I'm saying?
right.
The same way that Christ rejoiced for us. You know what I'm saying? If I may get into that, Matthew's 11 and 25. I just want to show the love that Christ had for us, that he was excited, you know what I mean, to be able to, you know what I mean, take on his duty to be able to give us life, and thanking the Lord for having his chosen few that the Lord gave to him to be able to, you know what I mean, not just partake into his suffering, but also be able to go into the occupation of serving the Lord as well with Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Matthew 11 and 25. At that time, Yahweh answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto the babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me and my Father. And no man knoweth the Son, but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son. And he whomsoever the Son will reveal him, came unto me. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
So, with that, you know what I'm saying, we should all have that same zeal that Christ had, you know what I'm saying, or that Christ has. We should all be able to, you know what I mean, withhold that burden for the sake of our brothers. You know what I'm saying? We should all be able to carry our brother's burden on our back as well.
Right.
I mean, If your brother going through something, you should be going through something as well with him. You know what I'm saying? If your sister's going through something, you should be going through something as well with your sister. You know what I'm saying? You should be a full form of unity because you know what I mean, this is the thing that Christ gave his life for our unity, for us to be his chosen few, you know what I mean, to be able to do his father's work and to show love upon our brothers, you know what I'm saying, and our sisters. You know what I'm saying? We disobey the Lord because of our lack of brotherhood. Because if we understood brotherhood, we wouldn't disobey the Lord. If we practice brotherhood, then we are doing what the Lord loves instead of doing what he hates. And what he hates is sin. And when you're betraying your brother and when you're going against your brother, you are sinning. You know what I'm saying? Because you're disobeying the law because the law is brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So take heed to the things that you do, the things that you say. Don't be a person who speaks badly behind your brother's back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And spreading false witness about your brother and his reputation. You know what I mean? Be that person that, you know what I mean, speaks highly of your brother, whether he's there or not. You know what I mean? Right. Be that person that speaks a sense of joy about your brother. Don't be that person that you got that reputation of being the person who always says something negative as soon as somebody turns their back on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're being a false witness. You're also disobeying the law. You know what I'm saying? And you want to do everything in the sight of the Lord that makes him pleased with your service. You know what I'm saying? So being unbrotherly, you know what I mean, the Lord's going to hate you for that. Because if he loves your brother enough to be able to, you know what I mean, give them a chance to get things right, give them grace, why would you hate your brother because of a wrong that he's probably done to you in the past or in the present? You know what I mean? You're going to have to shake that off and, you know what I mean, take the L, but still don't have any type of animosity or envy or rage towards your brother. You know what I mean? Because that can build up into something of your demise, not his. You know what I mean? You can build yourself up into a mindset of rage and feeling some type of hate towards your brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to put you in a position where, you know what I mean, your seat is not looking to, you know what I mean, your seat on that chariot is not looking to how can I say, reachable. You know what I'm saying? It's looking a very, very non-reachable. You know what I mean? So every brother should be treated with a sense of respect that you feel that the Lord feels for that person. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Regardless of whatever, I'm not saying that you gotta always be around somebody. You gotta, you know what I mean? You know your brother still, so you just gotta, you know what I mean? You feel like you obeying the law by still being around your brother who you know is gonna potentially steal from you. No, but you can love him from a distance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, like, yeah, he steals, so you know what I mean, he can't come to my house, but you know what I mean? I still love that brother. You know what I mean? That type of way. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, you got something you want to add on? So with that, you know what I mean? Security announcements. All right, we're gonna get the security announcements by Precinct Officer Carruthers.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK started on the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina, April 20th. Remind Aki Malquathian, check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or war scar. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, man of Israel, Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Bashting Yahweh Shabbat.
Y'all about Shem Yahweh Shabbat Barakathum.
Yahweh Shabbat. Class dismissed.